Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, as I said, we will continue with our questions. We already covered was, wie, wer, so 3 kind of questions. And now we will continue with direction and location. And there we are. Wo, wohin, woher. This one is a little tricky. You will see this in a second. So the first one, wohin, is always going somewhere towards a direction. So you need a location A, and from there you go to another location. For example, Egypt. Wohin? Towards where? Nach Ägypten. To Egypt. This would be the answer. Now you are in Egypt, you enjoy your vacation, you are in a place. And if your friend calls you, he thought you are still in Germany and he says, where are you? There is no direction. It's only where are you located? So the question is, wo? Where? And then you can say, oh, buddy, I'm in Egypt, right? So you say in Ägypten, in Egypt. No direction or no moving involved. No matter what you do in Egypt, if you go car riding, if you go touring, anything, hiking, it doesn't matter that you're active, but you are in a place and you do what you do. And then you go back to the office, home office in this case, and you are super tanned and you look good as ever. And they say, where have you been? Where are you coming from? You look so tanned. Then they say, woher? Where from? So we have the direction that it's not your direction anymore. And you go back from a place. And then you say, aus Ägypten, from Egypt. Wohin? Wo, woher? Now you might think, okay, this is easy. I mean, we have 3 new question words. 2 of them imply a movement. The wo part is the question word for no movement. So it's not so hard. And you're right, it is not so hard, but it gets harder. And the only reason it gets harder, in my opinion, if you disagree, you can let me know, is that depending on what location you say, the preposition in the answer changes. For example, the biggest or most common example, because we say it quite early in German books and whatever, in conversations, Haus. Das Haus, the house. So, wohin, towards where? And then you say nach Hause. Okay, that's easy. But then we have where are you? And then it's not in Hause. This would be wrong. But unfortunately, we say zu Hause. I am at home. Even in English, you have at home. You don't have in home, right? So it makes a little bit of sense. Zu Hause. The question word stays the same. And then you go to the office and they say, where you're coming from? You look so hasty or whatever. And you say, I'm coming from home. Then you say von zu Hause. You don't say aus Hause. This is so wrong. They will look at you like you are a total beginner, which is not bad, of course, but just saying. So we have the little word zu. If we talk about the home as an object, we need this preposition. And there are many, many others. Local prepositions are a real pain in the, and the more we proceed, the more you will see that. But don't stress out yet. Don't stress yourself out and take it step by step. So now we have the home vocabulary. You learned how to say it. Just keep it in mind as a vocabulary and it will be okay. So a little resume. Wo. Verbs that use wo are all verbs that include an action with no movement. It happens at a place. Wo wohnst du? Where are you living? Ich wohne in Berlin. I live in Berlin. Wohin and woher use verbs that include movement and or direction. Wohin gehst du? Ich gehe nach Hause. Where are you going? I'm going home. And to make your life even worse, the question word opens up. So, same meaning, no difference at all. Wo gehst du hin? So we put it at the end, the hin part. Wohin gehst du? Wo gehst du hin? Same. Woher kommst du? Wo kommst du her? Where are you from? Or where are you coming from? Ich komme aus Rom. I come from Rome. By the way, wo kommst du her can mean where are you from? So where are you originally from? Are you from another country? Are you a foreigner, immigrant, whatever? But it can be also where are you coming from? Oh yeah, I come from the office over there. I just have to deliver something or anything like that. So let's go to the next little exercise. Fill in the woher, wohin, or wo. If you want and you have super much time, you can also answer and try to extend a little bit your talking, your vocabulary. It's a good opportunity to do that if you want. So fill in the blanks and I see you in a second. Studierst du? Before, in the beginning, of course, it could be, what do you study, right? Was studierst du? But this is not the thing we want. So we know to study is something that doesn't involve movement. It's not a direction verb, so to speak. So the right answer is wo. Wo studierst du? Ich studiere in Berlin. Wohnen, to live. Can we also say another thing? Just think about it, just for fun. Can we say was? No, we cannot say was wohnst du? What do you live? This sounds like bullying. So, no way. Is there something else we could say theoretically? Wie. Wie would be okay. Wie wohnst du? It sounds a little strange, but it's not impossible to get that asked. Wie wohnst du? How do you live? I live by renting a little place in a suburban area or anything like that, right? How do you live? But of course, this is also not what we are looking for. Wo wohnst du? No direction implied here. Arbeiten, to work. Was arbeitest du? What do you work? Would be fine. But again, we don't have any direction here. You work on a certain location. Even if you travel for your job, it doesn't mean anything like that. Where do you work? Wo arbeitest du? Next one, gehen, to go. If we are here, both of us, and one takes off and goes somewhere, it is wohin. Remember, we had A to B. So, wohin gehst du means where are you going? We cannot say woher gehst du. It means from where are you going? It makes no sense. It has to be where you're going. So please remember, going means going from A to B. So it is wohin. If I'm here by myself and I see you next to me, but you weren't there before. So here's A and here's B. So I am the goal, of course. So I can say, where are you coming from? This is literally the verb kommen. So where are you coming from? Woher kommst du? So of course, this is a really limited verb category, but of course you can also say, wohin reist du? Where are you traveling to? Wohin fliegst du? Where are you flying? Wohin läufst du? Where you are walking to? Stuff like that. Or even run. Wohin rennst du? So it is limited. We have to imply the movement. So please remember that you actually only need a bunch of vocabulary, a bunch of verbs to make this direction in a good statement. And the next one, bist du. Can we say was bist du? No, it means what are you? No way. Can we say wie bist du? No, it makes no sense. How are you? It's wrong. It's not German. It sounds good in English. How are you? If you translate word by word, wie bist du literally means how are you? But this is wrong because we learned in the first minute, you can skip back, how to say it. Wie geht es dir? How are you doing? Or how is it going for you? So we can also not say wie. The only thing that applies, except of course direction, is wer. Who are you? Wer bist du? And since we are practicing direction, woher bist du? This is a little special. It means where are you from? To be honest, woher kommst du? Woher bist du? Can mean the same. I hope it's not too confusing yet, because we have a last exercise, you can combine everything together. Was, wer, wie, wo, woher, wohin. 3 little exercises. Press pause and we check it out in a second. Was ist das? Das ist Käse. What's that? That is cheese. The cheese requires a what? It's a thing. Wer kauft Käse? Kiko kauft Käse. Who buys cheese? Kiko buys cheese. Kiko is a person, we don't know him, and we ask for him with wer. Wo kauft Kiko Käse? Im Supermarkt. Where does Kiko buy cheese? In the supermarket. Wo kommt der Käse her? Aus der Schweiz. Where does the cheese come from? From Switzerland. The first hint that we have to put wo is because we have the her, and we know woher is a question word. And the second hint is the answer, of course. From Switzerland. Aus der Schweiz. So where's the cheese from? From Switzerland. Second one. Was ist das? Das ist eine Uhr. What is that? That is a watch. Wer trägt die Uhr? Who wears this watch or the watch? José. Person. Woher kommt die Uhr? Where does the watch come from? Aus Italien. From Italy. So here again we have the direction in the answer, and we also have the verb that it's definitely a movement. Where is the watch coming from? Last one. Here you have some information about a person, and we try to fill in the blanks. Wer ist das? Das ist Herr Schmidt. Who's that? That is Mr. Smith. Was arbeitet er? Er ist Lehrer. What does he work? He is teacher, or a teacher in English. So, was arbeitet er? What does he work? It's a normal question, it's easy. And the answer is not the typical repeating of everything. We answer in a different way. We say he is teacher, because if we want to answer one by one exactly the same, we have to say different. Er arbeitet als Lehrer. He works as a teacher, because the pattern of the verb als etwas arbeiten, to work as something. So it's a different pattern with the verb. To avoid that, in the beginning we say he is a teacher. Woher kommt er? Where is he from? Aus Deutschland. Since we have the aus here, we know it's a direction. If it would say in Deutschland, it would be a location. If the answer would be in Deutschland, we could ask for many other things. Wo wohnt er? Wo arbeitet er? Wo lebt er? So where does he live? Where does he work? Where does he live or reside? In Germany. But we don't have this one. We have aus, from. So we ask for his movement. Where is he from? And the last one. Was unterrichtet er? Er unterrichtet Deutsch. What does he teach? He teaches German. And to give you another little exercise, how do we say, how does he teach? How does he teach? Wie unterrichtet er? How does he teach? And now we can say many things. Er unterrichtet sehr gut. He teaches very well. So we are describing a state or a situation. Thank you so much for watching and sticking with it. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Los Sprachschule. And on Instagram, you can find us also, Los_Learn German. I try to post announcements, little quiz once in a while, fun stuff. The more people subscribe, of course, the more content and quiz and interaction I will create. It depends on you. Follow, like, subscribe, leave me a feedback, a question. I really like reading those. And I see you very soon. Bye.